Hello friends, welcome back once again to my channel. In this episode, I'll talk about side-by-side extension using CAPM framework. Now, before we get into the hands-on, let's quickly spend a little time, 1 or 2 minutes to explain what is this side-by-side extension means. Now, if we just come out of this CAPM concept and just think about as an ABAPer, so what we have been doing so far by following these are the different techniques of user exits that we basically use it to enhance the SAP standard feature or functionalities. I believe you have used almost all or a few definitely, so you know what exactly we are doing. We are eventually embedding certain custom code to SAP course development. Now this concept may be good so far with the SAP backend GUI system, but when it goes to cloud environment, this doesn't sustain. So why? Because if you cloud is basically all about innovation, features, new capabilities to bring forward, right? And then SAP has to burden their customer to upgrade their software as well at the same time, same frequency. And it is annoying for a customer that's not a feasible option, right? For a customer to spend money every quarterly or 6 months down the line to upgrade their SAP software. So now to avoid this bottleneck, SAP provided this kind of a simple model. They're saying like this is my S/4HANA cloud space, and I'll take care of my upgrade features, everything over here, and I'll not allow you to embed your custom code over here. For the sake of simplicity, I'm not considering here the embedded steampunk or kind of on-stack development. So the conceptually, I'm just thinking that no custom code will be added to this S4 box. Okay, then how to grow? SAP says like will provide you certain future stable APIs, consume it, and build your application in BTP using different technologies. You can use RESTful ABAP programming model or maybe CAP, Cloud Application Programming Model. Using that, you can build your full stack application. So the bottom line is keep the code clean, not to clutter the SAP standard code, and that's why SAP can grow with their own frequency and space, right? And customer can also grow at their own space and frequency side by side, right? So there is no such dependency other than this future stable API, which anyway not going to impact the customer even if some new features been added over here. So in this episode, I'm not going to show anything on this S4, but I'm planning to expose my backend on-prem OData service using a cloud connector and creating a destination already to save some time, by which I am able to expose this data to BTP layer. The same API I'll be consuming in this CAPM application, right? So stay tuned till the end. I believe you'll learn something new today, and I'll be using Business Application Studio as an ID. So head over to the development. Before that, if not subscribed my channel yet, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the bell icon, because that will intimate you the moment I upload a new content. So let's get started. I also created a RESTful ABAP programming model side-by-side extension video, which you can see on the screen, and I'll give the description video URL in the description box so that you can check this out later if you're interested. So here is my Business Application Studio. So I'll be using mostly the command line interfacing here. So let's create a folder first in that is called, let's say, cap side by side. And once you create, let's get into that. And after getting inside to this folder, let's run CDS init, right? So let's open this project. Yeah, it's created and everything mostly empty. So what I'll do, my intention is not to create a full-fledged application, but just to show you how you can access the backend API or any internet-based API, right? The concept is what I want to show. So let's start something with the service first. So let's go to SRV, and we'll create a file called, let's say, product catalog, okay, .cds. So this is what I'm going to create. You can find it over here, product catalog.cds, right? So now let's open our backend SAP to see which kind of an API or on-prem API we are going to consume here. So this is basically the service called gateway sample basic. So we can get the different entity sets from this pop-up. Let's select the product sets, because I'm planning to just display the product list, and add a URI option called format JSON, so that it will give me the response in a JSON fashion. So this kind of a product details I'm planning to show it or from the BTP. So as I said, I need a destination and a cloud connector setup. So my cloud connector is already up and running. I have spin up this one by running this daemon, and this is already available over here. And the cloud connector setup I already performed in a different video, which you can see on the screen, and you can check this out later. I'll give the video URL in the description box. So the cloud connector is up and running, and me show you the destination. So in the BTP, you can go to destination, and here I have created a destination called ABAP for HANA. You can give any name, and if we just open it, it's taking some time. I don't know why. Anyway, I can click on this check availability, and it will show me that yes, ABAP for HANA is successful. And I just wanted to show you, I don't know, I just wanted to show you, like, this is an on-premise proxy type, right? And certain different additional properties that you also need to maintain to do that. I'm using the backend SAP user ID and password to access this, and this is my host and port, which is a virtual host and port which I created. Anyway, so now this configuration will ensure my backend is actually available or reachable from BTP. So we'll be consuming this destination from this cloud application programming model. Now to grab the details or consuming this one, we have to get the EDMX file content of this service. To do that, we can go to add URI option and click on $metadata. If you just run, you'll get an XML content, and this is the entered piece which you need to copy. Okay, and you have to copy from begin to end. Make sure you copy enter things. There is nothing is left, and create a notepad and save it as a .edmx file. So I already downloaded or save it as a gateway sample.edmx. The same file I'll just drag and put it under SRV folder. So let's see what happens. Yeah, under the SRV folder, this file is now available. And let's close it and run a command called cd cds import, right? Go to SRV and then put gateway sample. If I run, then it is actually imported, and it's created a new folder called external. Inside that, you'll find a season file as well as the same ADMX. Now this ADMX file we can delete. We don't need it because CAP will not use this ADMX, but it will actually check or get the schema attributes of this backend API from this season file only, which is a JavaScript object notation from JSON fashion. All right, so once you do that, what you have to do, we can use this gateway sample to access these properties and entity sets using command run using. And what we need external JSON, external to gateway sample, and let's grab the gateway sample. Now let's create a service, call it product catalog, and I think we can put it as a C capital, maybe that more. Yeah. All right, so now what we'll do, we'll just write an entity, create an entity. Let's say these are the following properties which I want to consume or display rather from the BTP side. So let's save this, and now there are plenty of dependencies that we are having. So let's install them, npm install command, so that it gets installed. Side by side, what we'll find in the package.json, this additional things gets created, okay, which was not before. All right, so now to get that, what we can do, we can run cds watch and see what's happening. It is running in this port. Let's open it, and voila, you see this product list as well as this all other entities got linked up. If you click on product set, it is currently showing nothing because it is actually empty. We're not able to connect to the backend yet. So to connect to backend, we have to do one thing. We have to add a credentials property, and path. So this is what we want. we don't need the forward slash over here. Okay, so this is what we want. So after that, what will happen? Let's see if I just still go there and go back and refresh. Now no more the backend thing is not needed, because it is all linked up with the destination, because it understood it has to go by a destination. Now it is saying like this is actually a persistent skip, means you are not going to create any model or something in a database entity here in the BTP side, right? So everything you have to fetch and serve generically, it is not feasible. You have to write certain custom logic to fill this entity. So what we'll do, let's create some custom logic to fill this property and see how it goes. So let's create a file or custom handler in the service folder, catalog.js. So the same name that we have the CDS, same file, so that it will be automatically considered while doing bootstrapping. And in this file, what we'll do, we'll grab the CDS object, @CDS, and now we'll do something like module.exports cds.service dot implementation, and we will be writing some function to implement the read operation. So what we want, we need to first extract the entity product list. I'm writing product list, that we are going to get it from the entities, correct? Oh yeah, so we want to grab this product list. Once we get this product list, what we have to do, we have to write an, during bootstrapping itself, I'll run this on. So during the read operation, read this product list, and to read this product list I need some connection handler which will connect my backend on-premise system. So as it will be very much generic, so let's create kind of a library way, so that will be more useful. We can use this you can use this in a model in a different other connections as well. So create a folder called lib, then get insight to this lib, and then create a file called maybe connection handler, okay, .js, kind of a library. So you will find you are in the lib folder, this connection things has happened. So here also we'll need CDS object, okay, and once you have that, we need a function. We'll create a function called connect backend, okay. So this is the function we're going to create, where any request comes, we'll be processing within that. And what we want, we need this CDS object to connect to the gateway sample, because through which we are all grabbing the things. This isn't file, right? We'll be putting gateway sample, okay, and this will give me a backend connection object, which I will be using it now, as it will return a promise. So let's put it await and make it async enabled function model. I think so far so good, just getting a backend connection. So now what we'll do, we'll be creating a transaction by using this backend connect dot request. Yeah, so we'll just call this request, and now we'll be returning whatever you get by running the query. That's all. So let's export this one called connect backend. So this is all I'm exposing. So in this product catalog.js, let's bring that by extracting this so it will be just external, not external, sorry, it will be under lib folder. We have this connection handler, and what we want to extract, we want to extract this one. That's all. So that this connect backend connect I'll be using over here to read that entity set, right? So what will happen if I check the port now and refresh? Now it is telling no more giving a persistency problem, but now it is saying that I need to use certain dependencies, resilience. So let's install that resilience. Yeah, I think I'm at root npm import npm install this resilience. Sorry, I think I put a comma over here. Yeah, so let's install it, and let's rerun once again to see what happened now. No more this issue, but it's asking to install one more dependency, which is an HTTP client. So let's install that as well, and let's rerun. So let's run this cds watch command once again, and let's see how far it's working. So it will open the service. So let's run this time, and now it is telling like fail to load destination. Why it is happening? Because we already mentioned in our package.json, right, the destination name, and that is the F4H. But just naming this destination is not enough. To reach this local development, to connect to this F4H, we need a destination service instance. So what we'll do, we'll create one. Let's open another bash terminal, and you run this command called cfs to see how many services are there. Currently no services created. For you, this cfs may not work, because in that case, that means you are not yet logged in to Cloud Foundry. For that, you have to just run this command cf login. Then you have to add the API endpoint, your BTP email ID and password. Then it will, once it's logged in, then the cfs should work. Okay, as I am already logged in, so I'm not doing this. Let's run cf create service, and I want to create a service called destination, and the name of this service is F4H. Sorry, I have to add the plan before, because I'm using a trial, so I'm using a light as a plan. The F4H underscore dest is what my destination. So create this service. So I'm using basically a command line. You can also create the same thing from web browser, also from the BTP cockpit. Okay, this service is created. Now I have to bind this service to this application. For that, we need one service key. So create service key, and for F4H test, and name of the service key you can give anything. I'm giving srv underscore key. It will create one more service key, and once this is done, then I'll be able to bind it. Now this binding will happen in can happen in different ways. It may be I can deploy this entire application to BTP, and then I can link up those binding, but I am not yet ready to deploy it for BTP, but I would like to test it locally. So I'll be doing a local binding, and many people does a default environment.json file they create, and they add different vcap services. But I'll show one more route which is more sleeker and more smarter, and that is cds bind approach. Cds bind, and to what is the destination instance, F4H underscore test, and how to bind it using service key. So if I just link up, it will create one more file over here that is called private.json, and here you can see those destination gets created. And it is also recommending now to run cds watch, but with profile hybrid, right? So let's stop this one. The other one I don't want, and I want to run this command called cds watch dash profile hybrid. If I run it, what will happen? It will basically allow me to access the BTP destination service from Business Application Studio. If I call it, what will happen? Oh, same error again. Let's see what's wrong. Same error, because it is telling that I need a connectivity service now. Why? Because if you want to connect to on-premise destination, then it should be a connectivity service. Also, I need to create an instance. So if you are just accessing, let's say for S4HANA as a destination or internet, and not kind of an on-premise, then you don't need connectivity service. Okay, so let's create a similar way, a connectivity service by Cloud Foundry. Create service called connectivity, and the name of this, let's say connect, and let's create this. Create service. I forgot to mention the plan called light. So once I do that, the token expired. I need to log in again. Let's log in with cf login. I'm logged in now. So let's you can see one more, because I have already created the destination. So let's create one more service called connectivity, and it is F4H. The plan I have to mention, then F4H connect. This is what I'm going to create. Similar way, I'll be creating a service key also. Once it is successfully done, let's create service key for A4H connect, and the name of the key is, let's say, service underscore key. So once this service key is created, now I'll be able to bind this same connectivity using a cds bind command with my application A4H connect using srv underscore key. Once you do that, the binding is done. So let's run cds watch command profile hybrid. If I run this, let's see what happens. Let's open it, click on this. Now it is no more complaining, but it is doing something in the behind the scene. But this will still not work. One issue on more there, which we need to fix. So it will say now the reset. Okay, and to fix this we have to use a particular OSS node to follow along. Now if I could deploy this application to BTP, then this issue shouldn't come. This issue is only because of the business application studio. So for that, what I'll be doing, I'll be following this particular OSS node. It's the same thing, that the issue that we are currently facing. And for that, they are asking, they're saying the reason behind that SAP Business Application Studio looks for the destination for a different port, not 4004, but separate port that it's actually run, which they get a configuration from some environment file. Okay, and they will run the destination name .dest, so that way it will basically try to link up. So this configuration is missing because they are asking to configure in the project package.json with the CDS, which we have already done. But this one we have to just do it. So let's copy this one. I'll create a file called .env, and once it's created, we can paste this one and change the destination name with A4H. Similarly here as well, A4H. So once it's done, then go there once again, refresh it, and click on product list. Let's see what happens now. If everything fine, voila, you see now it is able to fetch the data all the way from the backend without any problem. So this is the way, a technique that you have to follow along to integrate any kind of a backend service. It's an on-premise or maybe internet based, doesn't matter. You can hook up these APIs and you will be able to access the data. Okay, and you can build up a full stack application now with this API link up, right? So I believe you enjoyed this session, this discussion. You got certain new thing to learn, and if you like this content, like and subscribe my channel, and stay tuned for the next episode. Okay, we'll shortly connect. Till then, goodbye.